All right, I'm leaving tomorrow morning, but I got this massive suite before I head up through Cache tomorrow. So this is bathroom number 1. And here is the little kitchen area. Chelly has left a little stuff out. And then if we go through here, taking a video. You go through here, you can see there's the fireplace and the TV. The fireplace does not work. Oh well, it's okay. But this view is awesome. It's right downtown, and we have this massive window that we can of course open and close, but if we turn all the lights off, we basically have this like really neat view that no one can really see in. It's kind of cool. We can close away our master bedroom door, which is cool. So we have the closet. You can kind of see. You can see the rest of the room a little bit more backlit from the city. And they have a dinette, and they have the office, which is really cool. And then the master bedroom, where Chelly's hiding out in the blankets, has a massive TV, huge TV, and then we have this massive bathroom to go along, which is bigger than I feel like our room in the bathroom. So this is our bathroom, and like if we wanted to, we can turn on part or all. You can see when you turn it on, it has this nice little light and light over the toilet, which is sweet. Anyway, so this is our massive suite. I'm a reward member, so I got vaginal health alignment. All right, so that is the room. That is the bike. It's all ready to go. I'm all ready to go. I'm gonna head up to the great big north tomorrow, but tonight Chelly and I get to enjoy Washington Boulevard in downtown Ogden. So good morning, Ogden. All right, well, very interesting night here, and now I just gotta find the river trail so I don't get hit by somebody and the craziness that happens. Here we are. Through here, Ogden, river path. Real strange people. Alright, so we just made it on top of Ogden Canyon. It is kind of crazy. The only way to get up here is by going early in the morning. Otherwise you'll be run over by somebody. It's very narrow and doesn't have really much like area. Anyway, so I'm gonna make a left on that road where those cars went, and I'm gonna go on the other side of the reservoir. I'm gonna hug this right here and maybe just hit some single track this morning, get off and show you some of the lake. But yeah, Ogden Canyon is the easiest way to Cache Valley. You just have one more climb after this. It's pretty steep, but it's like all at once, so it's pretty easy. Anyways. All right, so there's this bike trail that runs along the lake for a few miles. It's nice because, yeah, you go really slow, but I had some time to kill, so decided to go on the trail. However slow it may be for me, straight up the hill, then be on the busy road. So that was nice. It's really pretty in here too. Wildflowers and big lake or reservoir. They do a good job keeping the trail really wide. Yeah, it's really pleasant. Let's hope it stays that way. Anyway, so I'm gonna get to Eden. There's a coffee shop that opens in a couple minutes. So that's what I'm waiting for. And then I had a huge climb up into Cache. And then I think it's like 70 miles through Cache Valley from south to north. So it'll be a really interesting day. Hot and brutal. But that's day one. And then hopefully I'll make it to Oneida. So that's the goal. Let's get to Oneida. But with all this sidetrack that I'm doing, I don't know I'll make it. It's beautiful though. Oh, look, it's a deer. Alright, so I'm in Eden. Eden has a bunch of stuff to eat and drink, and has nightlife, and has a grocery store. I went to a coffee shop named The Drip, and it's pretty good. They have nitro cold brew, which is weird to have in any community, much less Eden. And I'm pretty impressed. They have a Maverick. They have about everything that you would need to resupply if it was really hot. I'm making a suggestion here. And you didn't want to go and bicycle down on 100-degree heat. So the key is I'm gonna go 100 miles to the gorge, going this way through Cache Valley and a little bit of Huntsville area and Eden and Liberty. And then I'm going to drop into what's a brand new bike path. I'm going to drop into Logan and across that whole Cache Valley, and hopefully all the way to the end in one day, including, you know, the bike ride from Ogden to here. So I gotta get some miles in, so start filming when we get closer to the top. Alright, so I'm at Liberty Pioneer Monument, which is really cool, and they have all the history, so that's cool for the town. The park is really sweet. Has water and a trash can, which is awesome. So I'm taking 2 seconds to do this. Take River Road instead of being on the main drag, because it's really dangerous. But River Road has like 0 traffic on it this morning, but it is Sunday, so I'm sure there's like times it gets busy, but that was perfect. They have water here and a trash can, which is really sweet. So I'm gonna finish my coffee and I'm gonna throw that away and then bike over the pass out of Huntsville. You can see how high up you end up going even just to this point. So Liberty is really high up, and then just straight up there. All right, so it's been pretty empty on the dirt road so far, and I got switchbacks going for a while, and then I get to the top, which isn't that bad. It's about, I think, maybe a 2,000 foot climb, no big deal. And then down into Cache, down, basically all the way to Logan, which is kind of cool. So that's why I like going this way. It's like, you know, easy to get up Ogden Canyon in the morning. Please don't try to do that in like midday, because you'll hate your life. It's like clearly just a morning canyon for bicyclists. Anyway, whew. And then make your way to Eden, where they have a coffee shop, a grocery store, everything. It's like, why would you go the other way? Anyway, and then you can see the view over Huntsville. It's amazing. So that's what I'm doing, all the way to the top. All right, so I made it on top of the pass. You can see it goes basically straight up from Huntsville, you know, and then you go through excuse me, Eden, and then Eden to Liberty, and then past the shooting range, and then it just goes basically straight up. I did a pretty good time. It's only 8:30. I left Ogden at 6, so that's not too bad. I had 2.5 hours to get to the top, and now all of this is Cache County. All before me is Cache County, so that's all downhill. I like this road a lot just because there's basically no traffic on it. Excuse me, which I appreciate, because, you know, I mean, it's also a really good spot in general. Like, if you left, you know, say the afternoon, you went over the Ogden Divide, and you could do the trail over the Ogden Divide over there, which I've done before, and then you get to this point and you nap or you go to sleep for the night, depending how much you want to do. And then, you know, it's really cool up here, and so you get a nice night's rest, and then you can shove across Cache Valley, hopefully, and get to the other side, which is always important, because if you don't make it, it's a heat dome. It's pretty hot in there, so the wind is pushing our direction, so that's good. All right, so the town I'm coming into is Paradise. You can see why they call it that. It's really, really green through here just because of the water. So it's a beautiful place, and you'll see the downtown. I'll film a little bit of it. And then Hiram, and then Logan. Anyway, I go from Eden to Liberty to Paradise to Hiram. I think I might be missing one. Can't remember all of them, but anyway. Back roads of Logan. I just passed Crumb Brothers. This is how I normally go through when I have to. I go on 3 West. Goes by Crumb Brothers, I get a baguette. And then I go through Airport Road and follow the Bear River north, which some tells me it's going to be a little harder this afternoon because the wind seems to be in my face. So, just take it easy. And we'll pass Logan. Alright, so I'm right next to the Bear River, outside of Malga. I just need some shade for a minute, and then I'll be pushing my way to the park to get some water. And then after getting some water, I go to Trenton, and then I think I'm going to take a break outside of Trenton. That's the goal. So, the Bear River. Welcome to Preston, Idaho. So I made it. It's only 2:30, and in about less than 10 miles I'll be at 90 plus miles, and a little bit after that at 100. So I'm going to try to find a place to sleep soon. Not that I can keep going, it's just I don't need to keep going. So today is just a short day-ish where I do 90 miles, which is fine. I'll just take it easy, cool off when I can, relax. Hopefully the clouds come back again, because they were here for a while. That was awesome. Alright, well, Preston, Idaho. Alright, we made it to Oneida. The Narrows, the gorge, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's definitely a gorge. Oneida potato, folks. Just give you a heads up on that one. Anyway, this is the Bear River. Cuts right through this beautiful place. about 3 miles until I get to the campground, and I'm about 100 miles in. So I think I'm gonna call it quits. It's only freaking 3:30. Anyway, I'll take it, you know, honestly. Things go smooth and you're able to make it that far. Just take the victory and give some time to relax a little bit. After all, it was almost probably 4,000 or 5,000 feet of elevation in this 100-mile ride, so not bad. Anyway, here's the gorge, back way. You can basically go the back way from Logan to this part. And this is kind of an extension of that. Very low traffic, but there's some, as you can see. Anyway, so that's it. Once I get to Red Point, see how packed it is. I'll just keep going until I find something. Anyway, over. Welcome to Red Point Campground. This is the century mark, so I'm taking the rest of the day off. It's $5 a night, and pretty big site for $5. Pretty sweet, flat. Ooh. And my bed set up. I have the Spark Zero with the silk sheet liner or bag liner that I put on the outside this time here. And a pillow that just kind of shoves in between that connects to the pad. It's pretty nice. Silk is pretty sweet to have, so I kind of use it as a just like a regular sleeping bag combo, except for the silk is on the outside. So I was trying to say, I'm sorry, I'm a little out of it after the Hondo miles in this heat. My pad's not deflating, so it's good. I was worried there for a minute. So anyways, that's the ultralight static V. And everything is really ultralight. But it'll keep you cool down to the 30s if you add the jacket. So that's what I do. And plus I have a double wall tent, which keeps it warm. And a really big one, because if it rains, it's just easier to get things done. I know I was supposed to have my tarp. It doesn't look like I must have forgot my tarp. Well, that's a shame. I really like having a tarp this go around. Anyway, so that's it. I just can't keep my tent and my jackets there. I've got all my food. I'm breaking out and practicing my bear bag skills before I get into grizzly territory, so that when I get there, I'm not fucked. So this is considered the Wasatch Range, on the very northern part of the Wasatch, actually. Not a lot of Utahns come up this way. I've been exploring it for a while, and my sister-in-law used to have part ownership of the Maple Grove Hot Springs, so that's the weird irony. And you can see it says high water hazard zone. When there's an alarm, run for your life because you're gonna fucking die. That canyon might be a good place to go, but probably die. it goes. Anyway, so that's 100 miles, and this campground's perfectly placed since I don't want to do more than 100. Bear mace. Yeah, that's about it. That's all my stuff that I use. And make sure everything's empty at night. So I just have to be really diligent about eating what I have and not overpacking, because I can't just leave it in my bag. So there you go. My head's in the way. This is my view from my campsite. Pretty decent. I imagine it's probably going to fill in tonight, but it is 7:17. I got here at 3:30 or 3:40 actually. So that's my setup. I like the tarp outside. I just don't really I don't care. I mean, let's just be honest. I got this tent on sale, and it is probably the best tent I ever had. It's better than the MSR. By far better than the MSR. It does everything that I wanted it to and more. Pretty pleased with it. It has, obviously the Rainfly, which is sweet, but it's the 15D. It's not the 20D, which weirdly enough was more expensive. So I don't understand how that plays out. Super light. It is slightly less weatherproof, but I've been through many storms with it already, and I've not one drop of water on me. No condensation either. With the Vic 2, which I owned before and I used on my other journeys, having a single wall has its limitations, and even in the desert it gets really nasty. And anyway, I'm over single wall tents. I'll never do them. So I'm prepping. Everything that is smelly is in the bag. Not that I need it here, because nothing is scary here except a skunk. And that's about it. 3 years ago, I toured through this area. Wait, what was that? To continue what I was saying, this campsite's only $5, and each spot's $5, and it's first come, first serve. It is very frequently used for the reservoir. So the dam is right up there. You can see the sign that says, "You're dead if it makes a noise." It's true. We're dead. So the only bad part is that people come flying through at like 40 miles an hour at a campground full of children. But for $5, I guess I can't complain. So, I mean, some people go slow. I feel like that guy needs to go slow. Most people go to Maple Grove, and I just didn't want to do Maple Grove. I wanted to stay here because it was, I think, like $5 as opposed to $8 or something. Maybe it's 17. I don't know. We can check tomorrow. Get up there. Anyway, so tomorrow morning we're gonna push up there. I don't think there's water, so that's another thing I have to do, is I need to hunt down water tomorrow. I have about 1.5 liters for this evening. I'm gonna drink as much as I can, and drink until I run out tomorrow morning where it's cooler. And here's the dude that keeps coming back and forth. Sweet. Good morning. I'm at the park right at Oneida Reservoir. And they got like a little dock, and it's all, from what I understand, free for day use, pretty much. That's about it. So now I'm gonna head over that way across, all the way across this to Maple Grove Hot Springs, and then I'll be out of here. So that's the plan. All right, it's a pretty painting. I'm gonna take a photo of that, I think. But this is where the road connects here to Oneida. Follows the Bear River. It has very large climbs no matter which way you go. So just remember that. Climb in, then down for a while, then climb, and either way you're climbing, it's Idaho. So there's the junction. Now I'm gonna follow this road up to Neater, and then Neater to Grace. And it's like basically the tip. Soda Springs is the tip of the Wasatch, so I'll have a little bit more on that when I get there. All right, so Neater Cave. I'm going in the cave. What you gonna do, Maeve? In a cave. In a cave. If you go in the cave, it gets real creepy. It's a cave. It's a cave. It's actually a lava bloob. Anyway, don't want to be in this thing. Lava tube. I don't want to be in this thing if there's some quaking and shaking. So, Clay Aiken. Sounds to me like I got company. I'm at State Route, the intersection of State Route 34 and 30. And I'm about to go east. That is the very tip top, or the northern tip of the Wasatch Range. So you can see, followed it all the way here. And now I'm saying goodbye to the Wasatch. And I'm now moving into, I would say, the Wyoming range almost. That's where I'm probably gonna be around, which is bear country. So today I'm moving into bear country. So I gotta be really careful today. And that's about it. This is it, Idaho. Pretty loud though. I get to eat great food in front of a geyser. My last bit of civilization until Alpine, basically, which is sweet. Great place to stop. I even got coffee too. They got a good cup of cold brew. I mean, this place has got it all going on. Anyways, and then they got that natural soda spring. So 34 gets crazier and crazier. That's probably because I'm getting near Jackson. Like, as you get closer to Alpine, it gets crazy. Anyway, so I'm taking the cutoff road, even though it probably takes me like 2,000 feet higher. And then it's dirt. I thought, hey, I'll get a break from dirt. No. There's just car after car. And I got a few miles to get there. So the nice thing is most people are polite and respectful. Some aren't. That's just how it goes on these roads. So I have about, sorry, there's an ant biting me. I got a nice little shade spot in here, probably shared with a moose or something crazy. There's nothing around here for anything. I'm sure this is it. So I'm gonna head up into the wilderness. There may or may not be grizzly, so I will have bells and whistles and everything. Anyway, so to the cutoff, and hopefully it's not that crazy of a climb, but I imagine it is. It looks pretty crazy from my angle. I'm at the Caribou National Forest on Henry's Cutoff Road, which I'm glad I did. It actually did save me time. I didn't want to believe that Google Maps was correct, because usually there's always like a little bit of a discrepancy between like what is said and what can be done. Anyway, this time it's actually panned out. It was pretty good. Anyway, I am probably about 38 miles away from, and I feel every mile I did today for sure, but 38 miles away from Alpine. And that was the furthest I wanted to go. For today. I wanted to kind of stop there possibly, because tomorrow I want to go less miles, but way bigger climb, and grizzly bear. So I have to go a little slower, and just be more mindful, especially in here too. I should be pretty mindful in here as well, because you don't know. I mean, I was in the Monte Cristos in Utah and definitely saw a grizzly. So it is possible to run into those things when you're right next to a mountain range with them. So it's possible. Anyway, so right now, as it stands, I'm going to keep my head on a swivel. Make sure I don't run into any unsuspecting animals, and possibly put on my music, because I want to make loud noise instead of a bear bell. Alright. I made it to Star Valley. Ooh. It's really pretty, and I literally have the best weather ever coming in here, considering what could have happened to me. So definitely have someone on my shoulder right now helping me out. We got tailwind, so the last 6 miles, 7 miles are going to be a little easier than normal, hopefully. And I got to get on that main road over there. That's about it. And now I'm at like 120, 115 miles, something like that. I don't know. It's a lot. Alright, I'll start filming when I get to Alpine.
This is what you get when you are a mother.
This is what you get when you get a bunch of rain. Anytime you go on a bike ride with me, that's what you get. It's just coming down like a man. Oh well. At least I got my tent. I think it's coming down so hard. I think there's like sunny sky. I don't know. Oh well. At least my stuff's dry, most of it. The other parts in the bike, and that's probably not dry. But at least I can sleep dry. It's gotten cold, which is nice. I haven't been cold in a while. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I gotta hang out my shit. That's about it. Over. Alright, so I'm outside of the town of Alpine. Now I have to be a little careful now. I'm on this like kind of island between the river and the mountain and the highway. So, excuse me, I am now going to, sorry, I gotta catch my breath, I'm tired. Gonna have to do like over 100 a day again because I have to skip the storm. So I have a 3,000 foot climb, and then actually 3,100 feet, and then down to Victor. So I'll have a little rest there once I get to that point, and then I gotta push on the path and get as close to Ashton as possible just so I can skip the storm coming from the south, and hopefully it gets pushed out of my direction, but there's no chance that I get lucky. I mean, maybe I do. I've gotten lucky this trip so far. It's like it rained on me yesterday all day. Strangely enough, I didn't mind it. It was like 85 degrees and overcast, and everywhere I looked was sun, and I was like covered in rain. I really actually enjoyed it. So I got to do 20 miles of this really shitty road, and then I will be on a bike path. So I just got to be really mindful for the next, I don't know, shit ton of miles. Anyways, you can hear the cars. So yeah, Alpine, what a great place. I stayed at Gray's RV park for $15 because I paid cash. And then I ate at the diner across the street. Good, wholesome American food. They actually were super nice. I got really good service. They just helped me out, and I really appreciate that kind of stuff. And you know, good service and no issues. It's pretty good. So that was really nice. And then yeah, everyone's been really actually nice in all the local towns, from, I have to say, like Knitter, if that's how you say it, or Knitter. Someone can correct me online if they want to. I don't know what it is, or it's how it's pronounced. I have to say the general store there, the lady that works there is super nice. She's very friendly. So yeah, that was really a highlight of just actually talking to somebody, because they give a shit. Not many people do. I didn't stop in Grace at all, but I'm sure they'd be nice in Grace as well. They have kind of like the funny thing is, Grace is kind of like tacked on to they're part of the Wasatch Range, but they have like a mountain feel, like more of a northern mountain feel with the Wasatch as their backdrop. So it was really cool. I had that on film. And then outside of Grace, DeSoto Springs, that's a cool town. People are really nice there too. Friendly. I went to the market there, so please go there as well. Getting props out to everybody who was super nice to me along the way. And then there's my bicycle. I hope that it continues, because people have been really nice and friendly, and yeah, it's been really cool. The guy gave me a discount, like I said, just for paying cash, so that was pretty cool. Maybe it was Gray himself. Alright, I made it to Hoback Junction. That was a gnarly 20 miles, but now the rest of it's bike path. Basically the rest of the way, well, I guess a little short section, but basically the rest of the way to Island Park is a bike path, so I don't have to deal with motor vehicles that much more, which I'm really stoked about. It is scary. Shoot, I don't suggest anyone do that road. I went early in the morning, and it took me the better part of 2.5 hours, 2 hours, maybe a little less than 2.5 hours. And I mean, it was just hard. It was really hard. Once you get to the bike path, though, it is smooth sailing the rest of the way, so that's the nice part. And I'm gonna start taking my time. I'm gonna just find a place to relax now that I'm here, and give myself a break from the stress of riding on the road. That's why I always give road cyclists props, because I mean, geez, like the amount of cars that you have to deal with on a daily basis is amazing. Like I don't know. It's pretty difficult. This is really beautiful here. I'm lucky to have this spot here. So the plan now is to head into Jackson on the bike path and then up the bike path to the top of the mountain actually, which is really cool. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know there's a bike path that would go up any mountain, so that's pretty cool. I hope Utah starts doing the same stuff. Made it to Jackson. Now I got a crazy climb. There they are, the Grand Teton. On a bike path. There is this pedestrian bridge / bike trail that they built next to that old crappy one that they still use for cars. And there are the Tetons. Oh man, and then right next to the bike path, I run to a dock next to this beautiful lake fed by a crazy spring. It's so beautiful and so cold, which is nice because I'm hot. Fuck, it's pretty hot today, but this really made my day. Take a few minutes to relax here. All right, well, I'm looking down over Jackson. It's about an hour and a half climb, fully loaded. I bet you it's probably even better when you're not. Yeah, some guys on carbon and titanium bikes, like only a couple of them passed me, but they were going quick, making me look like sauce. Anyway, I'm at mile 50, so I'm at the half-century mark. So the last 7 miles of this is just pure evil. This road is super steep. I don't know what you would it's just absurd how steep this is all the way to the top, and I'm sure I've got a little bit more too, but yeah, it's crazy for a bike path. It's actually hard. So many cars. And there's a bike path all the way up here, which is nice. A lot of cars. I gotta go down that road with my helmet on. Oh man, what a day. Half century done. Oof. All mountain. Holy crap, that was a hard day already done over 3,000 feet. And I'll probably do another 2,000 or 3,000 feet before the end of the night. My body is killing me. That's alright. Get through it. Find somewhere to sleep. So, on the back side, this is a crazy thing. There's a brand new bike path, looks like all the way to Victor. And then it connects to the old dirt road that goes to the top that connects to the bike path, and there are trails like all the way up and down the bike path, like that goes 3,000 feet in the air. So that's pretty cool. And then the trail down, I didn't take it, I didn't even know it existed, I didn't even look. I just took the road, but then the road ran into the bike path and I looked at the map. It looks like that's the case. So you basically can go from Hoback Junction like all the way to Victor, and then all the way north to Victor to almost to Tetonia, which then takes you to a bike path that takes you all the way to West Yellowstone. It's really true. This whole thing is a total beauty place. It's also really dangerous too because there's grizzly in this place, so you need to be very mindful of how long I stay in one place. I might hang out here for a minute, but probably not. I imagine, since not a lot of people use this path, I can tell there's going to be some wildlife, so I got to be really careful. All right. So we were at the train station at Victor, where I'm following the old train line all the way to Yellowstone, basically, Island Park. But I might try to sneak away to do the rest of it because I'm already here. It's like bike path basically the whole way here, and the funny thing is the only mud I encountered was on the road, so go figure. I got a pocket full of bread. Should get me another, I've done 60 miles and only 60. Usually I'm like done by now, but I went over a huge mountain. So today's 250. Let me get it to focus. 250. So today I knew it was going to take me longer, and now I have to do just as far as I normally do. But anyway, I'm going to figure out what I need to do, and then I'll be on my way. All right, they built these, or redid these trestles from the old trains. Pretty sweet. They did this like for 4 of them. So along the way, we'll run into these every stop, and yeah, they'll get progressively bigger, I think, until the end. So it's pretty neat. There's a point where we have to go on the road again, where it goes off because it's public property or private property. Ooh, but no big deal. 26.5 miles to Ashton, and hopefully there's somewhere I could sleep. If not, I'll just call my wife and lay it up. But once I get there, I'll be at 130-ish miles or something, 125 miles. So I've had a long day, but at least the last part of my day is a bike path, so that's good news. Kind of need hope when you're exhausted. Hope. This is hope.
Section with the show dog's house. They was watching your MTV rap. What's the haps on the craps? Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. Roll 'em in a circle of homies and watch me break 'em with the 7-11, 7 even back though, little Joe. I picked up the cash, bro. Then we played bones, and now I'm yelling dominoes. Plus nobody I know got
This is cool. Today was a good day.
A good day.
Alright, so this is the first trestle. Like the real one. The last one I was on was just an old bridge or whatever, but this is the actual huge trestle bridge. It gives me sweaty palms to look over. It's mighty high. It's really cool. Neato toe pedo. Alright, so the farmer stopped the trail from being fully made, and as a compromise they made this kind of like side path here to kind of go along with it. It's pretty sweet, but I'd rather be on the fucking goddamn trail. I mean, Jesus, it's like right at the top too, you know. Anyway, surrounded by cornfields. So trestle, like actual trestle 2 for you railroad enthusiasts. Probably pick up on the feed. This is the second one of the Ashton Tetonia Trail. And I think there's one more that's not quite as big, but maybe it's bigger. Who the hell knows? I don't know anything because I haven't been there. But each of these look about the same height almost. It's really strange. It's amazing what engineers did to get this bridge going. It's really cool. There's the Tetons over there. It's amazing. Really cool. Not only is it historical, but it's also just beautiful. All right, last trestle. A gym trestle without a sweater though. Holy moly. This is pretty as hell. So yeah, every time I think, hey, oh man, this one's not, it isn't quite as big as the first one. I mean, if you come from Tetonia. But then they progressively get smaller, but they're all pretty incredibly amazing. The way they're built. It's just really cool structure they make and engineering. Oh man. Alright, so I think Ashton, Idaho is the place for me. I think I'm close to this, and they kicked me off, I think, up here after this bridge, so I'm gonna find a place to camp for the night, and hope it doesn't thunderstorm real hard on me like it did last night. But that's why I came up north. So it's gonna be clear up here. Oh man, it's just really humid. There are the Tetons. It's pretty cool.